How's it going, everybody? So the Warriors then just ended and I'm in the process of sorting my thoughts. I expected them to go all out anime. Oh boy, so they did. If you want to watch the full rebuild stream, I'll link to it down in the video description because I won't be talking about lore and all that. Alright, but let me just squeeze in the ad real quick. Epic Loot Shop was kind enough to sponsor another video. I don't think there's any holiday coming up that you'd need a gift for, but might as well treat yourself once in a while. Why not? So if you've been looking for some Norse-inspired necklaces, rings or anything like that, here's your chance. They have also recently released new designs like these necklaces here. A limited edition Fenrir pendant with a Veivaser on the back. I think I have that pronunciation somewhat down by now. Or then you have this stainless steel Mjolnir with two wolves on the chain holding it. Or another Veivaser, but this time on an Odin spear pendant. Epic Loot Shop does ship worldwide, and if you use the code FREEZE at the checkout, your shipping is free. So if anything of that sounded or looked interesting, go check them out. Links will be in the video description. Alright, from Vikings back to the samurai. In short, we didn't get a Tosin hero like everyone will tell you, but what we actually got with Kyoshin is an anime Black Prior. I think that's probably the best way to describe him with only a couple of words. I won't go over every single move, you guys know I will do that once I get my hands on him. There are quite a few numbers that I'm interested in that I can't get from just the reveal stream. Like the windows for his full block stance, how fast is the quick flow, how long do you need to hold it to flow into an attack, and so on. But I will still mention a few things to make it clearer why I said he's reminiscent of Black Prior. We have a 2-hit chain with undodgeable chain finishes, both the light as well as the heavy. This works in conjunction with a mid-chain bash, so you have the usual mix-up of either dodging the bash or eating an undodgeable. I'm eager to see if this will spark complaints similar to Griffin. The normal dodge bash looks like the 300-500 version we've been getting lately, like Shugoki, Jonhu or Centurion. And yeah, it's Tosin's kick. Here's your answer why Orochi's kick does look different. What needs to be kept in mind here is that the light after the bash is an opener. And opener lights do have superior block frames. So once again, similar to BP, but BPs are finishes. This means that Kyoshin, unlike Warlord for example, can't simply get guard broken in outnumbered situations when they decide to throw a bash. He can't chain out of it, even to another bash. The side dodge heavies look like Orochi's but seem to be heavy attacks. That might be where the code came from that snuck into the testing ground Orochi version. But let's talk full block then. All the other moves will have to wait until next week. So the full block is a superior block, just like Conqueror or Warlord have. But the moves you seem to be able to do regardless of whether you counted something with it or not. So, not like Conqueror, more like Warlord. How quickly you can flow into the moves, and whether there will be differences between having counted something or doing it as a normal chain, we'll have to wait and see. 3 moves can come out of it, and one of those is an unblockable. So he seems to have an on-demand unblockable attack similar to BP. Bulwark Slash is a side attack though with a massive hitbox. Kyoshin's is a top attack, which makes it a little less viable straight from the get-go. I'm not saying the attack is bad, but to compete with Bulwark Slash, you need to offer something. As you can see, these moves have long confirmed chains after it. This means these will act like crowd control. This will allow for gank setups. How these confirmed hits interact with damage reduction needs to be tested. On the stream, they've only shown it in 1v1 scenarios. But at the very least, these will allow for even the slowest teammate heavies to be confirmed like this. I don't think this will necessarily elevate him to the status of a ganker, but I could be wrong here as well. Players get pretty creative, so who knows how much we can confirm with these full block moves. That's actually all I want to talk about with the moveset. He looks quite viable and seems to have answers to pretty much everything. He has a bash out of neutral and in chain. He has dodge attacks to punish said bashes. He has undodgeables and a quick flow into his full block stance, which will let him deal with dodge attacks. I think that people will complain about him as a spammer, but they will also soon realize that he has all the options to deal with it as well. Depending on the startup of the full block, he might be able to deal with a light spam extremely easy. And he has multiple options to deal with dodge attack spammers. I can't believe I'm addressing all this, but I think that people will quickly realize that this character gives them counter options en masse. But for now, let's talk feats. The tier 1 is a passive sharpened blade that adds a tiny bit of bleed on top of your attacks. It activates after superior blocks. They specifically mention this on stream, so it means your crush and counter lights as well. The tier 2 heals and has the same conditions as the tier 1. Once activated, attacks give life leech. The tier 3 forcefully activates the 2 passives. You don't need a superior block beforehand. It also refreshes on superior blocks. They haven't shown the cooldowns, but these look pretty cool, and I like the complementary nature of these feats. I think feats should enhance the basic moveset of a hero, and these 3 do exactly that. I am very happy with the Ubisoft's decision to take that route here. Now for the tier 4. Imagine it as an AoE Pugio with the activation of Scorch and Deluge. That's Shunhu's tier 4. Now, this feat is a little questionable in strength at first glance. Activation time, how fast the AoE comes in, whether there is a distinct sound cue, we'll have to test all that. This feat could be super cancer or also very reactable. Kyoshin presses 4 and the Warlord Garant charges you off the map. Or the Shugo just hits multiple people with a staggering blow heavy you can do nothing about. All in all, it's nothing completely broken like Warmonger's release, but the tier 4 needs some closer looking at. It has the potential to be problematic, but it's not as obvious at the moment. The rest of the reveal was the armors and weapons for Kyoshin, as well as the new armor variations for the remaining heroes. There wasn't a hero singled out that received multiple new sets. They did not say anything in that regard. So maybe they just forgot, or there really isn't one this time. I thought it was Gladiator's turn, but maybe not. There also wasn't any mention of a map update or rework, but they've shown more added versions of already existing ones. They also mentioned Sanctuary Bridge here specifically, so maybe they're extending the weather options. And like I've said on Twitter already, I really hope that we get to keep these added versions of these maps. They are so much more detailed compared to when they slapped the Draconite on a couple of them. So if you see this Ubisoft, please implement them as a permanent option in the map pool. I absolutely love them, and I'm sure I'm not the only one here. But yeah, I guess that's it. I will obviously release a full frame check video for the hero once I get my hands on him. They've shown a lot on stream, but there are also many questions that need to still be answered. Like how punishable are the bashes? Can he reaction full block? And so on. I hope you guys are as hyped as me. I'm really looking forward to playing him. Thanks for watching. Laters everybody.